It is Tuesday night, and we are live for round number 6 of the County Road Custom Late Model Challenger Series. Tonight, we bring you live coverage of the Wadsworth Motorcars Incorporated 125 from the legendary Hickory Motor Speedway. I am Jeff By Jr., joined by Bill Tomer in the broadcast booth. And Bill, we had a pretty crazy race last night, some fantastic racing at the front, and now the Challenger Series drivers, they're ready to do it again. This is the midway mark of their season. And some of these guys are trying to get their last chance to impress us before they get a call-up to Monday nights.
Yeah, the last opportunity to show us what they can do. And this is a crazy place, Jeff. We saw how bouncy and bumpy this track was last night. It kind of played, fits with the Late Model Shootout Series drivers. So these guys are going to give it a shot tonight. Like you said, a bunch of guys wanting to move up and see if they can get a shot with the big boys on Monday nights.
Well, not really any surprises at the top of the board. Caleb Hall, fastest overall. He was quick time of the bull ring last week. He was fastest in practice. Aaron Plemons, your points leader or winner last week, he was second in practice. The guy who finished runner-up of the bull ring, he was third in practice. So some heavy hitters at the top of the board in practice, but again, going out and running a qualifying lap is a whole nother ball game. 5 bonus points, $5 on the line from Wisconsin Wings and Walleyes in this qualifying session. Quick time, though, we'll see an invert. So the cars are onto the track right now, best of 2 laps, and you've got just 3 minutes to get that lap in.
Seeing Aaron Plemons and Chase Stewart. They didn't get married, so it's not Chase Plemons, but it is Aaron Plemons and Chase Stewart both out on the track. We got Brad Carpenter out there, Tanner Carter's out there. Aaron Plemons is going to go P1 very quickly. Guy we definitely look to be fast. Josh Parrish goes P2, Tanner Carter P3.
So Tanner Carter, or actually, sorry, I have to reset my timing screen. Aaron Plemons still at the top of the board. Craig Tolley now second, 13.750 for Craig Tolley to Aaron Plemons, 7.28. Chris Roma third in the 83 car. David Hill with a nice lap. Now Zach Oden goes fourth fastest, 13.780.
A lot of guys put in nice times. Craig Tully, good qualifying lap for the 50 car. He was sitting P2. John Piet going to go P14 in the 5. Good run for John.
Yeah, he was actually looking pretty strong in practice. So trying to make it in on qualifying speed. Hopefully not going to the B main tonight. He's currently sitting 17th on the board. Now he gets bumped out of the field as times are starting to come in quickly. Noah Allison to 4th on the board. Caleb W. Hill to 3rd. That is a nice run for the Wadsworth Motorcars car, the number 1 machine of Caleb W. Hill.
Fast and furious.
Now, Bill, we do have 8 drivers that will be starting tonight with EOLs. These are penalties that carried over from previous weeks now. So qualifying is going to mix up the field because those penalties are going to send 8 drivers to the back. And the way we ended up doing is we went on random.org, assigned those penalties. So they will basically the last 8 starters will be starting single file based on how random.org decided they're going to receive their penalty.
Oh, my goodness. 8? Count them.
8
both
drivers.
Hands. You need both hands for that one. Elliot Carlson going to get out and make his qualifying effort. Is P29 currently in the 09 car. Elliot not liking Hickory this week.
Yeah, remember, if you're with us on Facebook, like and share the stream. Leave us a comment. Let us know who you're cheering for tonight, who you're watching. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you share it up. Let your friends know that especially if you're in this race, let your friends know that you're racing. Share it up.
That's going to do it for qualifying, Jeff. We're going to have a 14-car, 25-lap B main. 8 cars going to transfer out of this B main.
Well, here we go. B main time. And we are heading straight into this B main. 25 laps or 12 minutes, whichever comes first. On the pole in the number 20 machine, it's Ricky Howell on the outside of him. This guy's sitting 3rd in points. This is going to be important for him to get in the show. The number 2, that's Josh Kosick.
Starting in the 3rd position in the number 81, it's the ravishing one, Rick Rubin. To his outside of the number 48, it's Larson Parker.
Starting 5th in this B main will be the 5 of John Piet on the outside of him. And the 31, that's Brad Carpenter.
Starting in the 7th position in the 70, it's Dylan Canova. And to his outside, we just saw his qualifying effort in the 09. It's the Joker, Elliot Carlson.
The 15 of Tanner Carter will start 9th, and on the outside of him, and the number 2 machine will be JJ Chansey.
Starting 11th, former series champion in the 72 car winner at the Gateway Road Course. It's Bladen Edwards. And it looks like 2 other drivers are not going to race in this event. Jason Warren and Peter Fisher were here, but they're not going to run. So Frank Griffith is going to round out your field in the 54 machine.
So 12 cars. We're looking for 8 drivers to move on tonight. 4 will go home. And some big surprises here. Cossack in this B main. Dylan Canova in this B main. Tanner Carter's had some great runs. JJ Chansey is in the top 10 in points. Bladen Edwards, last winner 2 weeks ago. Here we go. Pace car is off the racetrack. Ricky Howell sending us green for the B main.
Green flag racing. Josh Cossack up the track. He's going to be able to slot in front of Rick Rube. The battle's going to be on behind them. Here's Rube in 3rd, Larson Parker in 4th. Parker having a little bit of a connection issue there as they're going to be all single file. Now Piet's going to get hit from behind, and that's going to cause a pile up in turn 4.
Trouble in turn 4. A lot of cars involved. You saw Frank Griffith, JJ Chansey, Canova, Carpenter, Elliott Carlson around in that one. So a lot of cars torn up in that one. And I think it started with Piet and Dylan Canova. I think Piet got a little bit of a tap from behind in the middle of the corner.
Yeah, it looked like Canova just got into the back end of the 5 machine right there on exit. Turns Piet around in front of Brad Carpenter. Elliott Carlson's in the wall. JJ Chansey's in the wall. Frank Griffith's in the wall. And Canova ended up backwards as well.
Yeah, and Canova, he was really struggling in practice. He is a former winner in this series, but he was not having a fun time at this racetrack. Could not get a handle on it. Ends up in the B main, and now an incident early on is going to send him to the rear of the field. John Piet actually was able to do a 360 and continue on, so it's not going to be as bad for him. But certainly some drivers now with some damage early on in this one.
Well, Piet did lose some spots. It looks like he's going to be scored behind quite a few drivers. They were behind him when that happened. Tanner Carter moves up. Brad Carpenter moves up. Chansey as well. Bladen Edwards moving up to the 8th spot. So he's going to be in the final transfer position. So Piet on the outside looking in. Wasn't like that before that happened, but a little bit of contact from another driver on the racetrack. And now Piet out of the A main at the moment.
Yeah, it will be a single file restart because they did not complete a lap here. So we are still working lap 1 of this 25-lap B feature. Again, time limit on this race. Ricky Howell going to take us green flag racing with Josh Cossack behind him. Rick Rube running in that 3rd spot. Larson Parker in 4th. Brad Carpenter 5th. Tanner Carter putting the pressure on Brad Carpenter, though, in that 31 machine.
Brad Carpenter running around in that 5th spot. Tanner Carter wants that position. Right behind them, there's a battle between Bladen Edwards and JJ Chansey. They're going to settle that as now Brad Carpenter sideways. That's not going to bring out the yellow.
No caution, and now they're 3 wide down the back straightaway. Brad Carpenter tried to get it going, but he was off the pace. That really stacked up the field. And Carpenter, I think, had some contact with Tanner Carter for that 5th position. Now Piet is going to spin in the 1 and 2. Still no caution for the 5.
Piet is backwards up against the wall, so he will probably sit. He's going to pull down, and now we get a caution as he was right in front of the leaders. The leaders roll by. Piet goes down to the bottom, and he's got to wait for the field to go by. That's probably going to catch him a lap down, Jeff, so we probably have to make sure Piet gets back on the lead lap for waiting on the lead lap cars.
See, I'm not sure
I know
if
that's
it will
tough,
because
right?
we're not counting
Freeze the field,
laps.
right? Okay.
Yeah, we're not counting caution laps, so I believe he's still going to be on the lead lap. We'll keep an eye on it.
It's always tough. This race is different because we do not count caution laps in the B main.
Yeah, we just got to make sure we don't wave him by and put him up a lap on everybody else. That really messes with our scoring.
Right.
So Piet going to come down pit road to repair some damage. I believe he's still showing on the lead lap here. So Ricky Howell out front, Josh Cossack, Rick Rube, Larson Parker, Bladen Edwards, Tanner Carter, JJ Chansey, and Frank Griffith currently holding on to the final transfer spot. He does have Elliott Carlson, Dylan Canova, Brad Carpenter, and of course John Piet will rejoin the field here momentarily. Again, John Piet in that Wisconsin Wings and Walleyes machine, and we do appreciate their support. As usual, I believe it was Aaron Plemons picked up the Wisconsin Wings and Walleyes Quick Time Award. So that'll be $5 and 5 bonus points, which is huge. In that championship battle, Plemons out front, going to stretch his lead before the race even starts tonight. So pace car lights are going to go out this time. It will be a double file restart this time for Ricky Howell and Josh Kosick. Rick Rube, Larson Parker in that second row, Bladen Edwards, Tanner Carter, JJ Chansey, Frank Griffith, your transfer cars as they stand now. Still plenty of time, just 5 laps into this 25-lapper.
Kosick going to get on the loud pedal. He'll get clear of, make that Ricky Howell that will get clear of Josh Kosick in second place. Rick Rube's going to slide into third. Bladen Edwards is going to look for the 4th position as he's underneath Larson Parker down the back straightaway.
Bladen Edwards taking a peek underneath Rick Rube for the 3rd spot. Edwards on the move early in this B main. Behind them, it's a battle between Larson Parker and Tanner Carter. Now, JJ Chansey in the 2 machine, he's going to try to get underneath Tanner Carter. He's going to take that spot away. Little contact there between the 2 and the 15.
Tanner Carter up the racetrack. Here comes Elliott Carlson in the 09. And there's a little bit of a gap behind them to Frank Griffith in the 54. Griffith's going to be sideways in turns 1 and 2. But the yellow has not come out, so we're going to stay green flag racing.
And now we have a battle for the lead. Kosick underneath Ricky Howell for the race lead.
And Griffith still sitting on the bottom will finally get the caution flag. Griffith couldn't get the car in gear and get it moving. So the cars got back around to him. He was still there, so we'll get a yellow. Looks like Ricky Howell's going to be scored as your leader. Kosick was to the inside, so that might have saved Ricky Howell there.
Yeah, I think Ricky Howell going to hold on to the lead as the 54, Frank Griffith. He went around in the middle 1 and 2. I think it was just a self-spin there before the 54.
Yeah, it just looks like he just got into 1, hit the brakes, and it turned around. Brad Carpenter did a nice job not running into him. Frank caught down on the bottom of the racetrack.
Brad Carpenter, yeah, just nowhere to go for the 31. He got lucky that the caution did finally wave because he was quite a ways behind the rest of the field by the time he was able to get going. So Ricky Howell out front. Josh Kosick will restart second. Bladen Edwards, Larson Parker, Rick Rube, JJ Chansey currently holding on to the 6th spot. Elliott Carlson will restart 7th. Tanner Carter in the 8th and final transfer position, but he's got Dylan Canova behind him. Brad Carpenter, still some very fast cars behind him. John Piet back there as well. So here we go. We're going to keep an eye on that transfer position as well as time is starting to tick away in this B main. Pace car off the racetrack. Ricky Howell making him wait a little bit longer. That kept Kosick from getting the restart he needed. Bladen Edwards, he's going to jump right by into the 2nd position. The battle is on now for 3rd with Larson Parker taking a look under Kosick. They looked 3 wide for a moment.
Larson Parker up the inside of Josh Kosick. He'll go by, still having a little bit of connection issues from that 48 car, but he's going to make that pass. Now there's a huge battle behind them. A gaggle of cars as we are 3 wide down the back straightaway. That's not going to work at this racetrack. Up the middle, Tanner Carter's making it happen in the 15.
JJ Chansey, the odd man out there on the outside. He's trying to get in line, makes contact with Brad Carpenter. He's still up the racetrack. Now more contact between the 31 and the 2. The 31's going to spin. Caution's going to wave.
Looked a little bit to me just like Brad Carpenter's kind of got up the track and kind of lost it there.
Yeah, I think there was a little contact going into 1 that got the 31 out of shape. And then mid-corner, the 31 drifts up the racetrack, makes contact with JJ Chansey, and around he goes.
Yeah, it looks like he got on the apron in turn 1, Jeff. Then he slid up and made contact with Chansey, started to spin, and then just got cleaned out. That was the end of that.
Yeah, Brad, I think it kind of stemmed from that contact on the entry of turn 1. But, of course, Brad going to go to the rear of the field.
We talked about Hickory being a difficult racetrack, and already in tonight's B-main event, you can see that happening.
Yeah,
Tough racetrack to race on.
Drivers really struggled tonight getting going in this practice session. Just it's such a bumpy racetrack. Cold tires especially difficult here. And so guys were really struggling to get a handle on the racetrack as pace car heads off the racetrack. We're going green once again. Ricky Howell out front. Got a great restart. He will be well clear of Bladen Edwards. Edwards has a gap to fall back in line, but he decides to stick it to the outside. He is going for the lead and trying it on the outside.
Trying to make the move on the outside. That would be a power move from the 72 car. He thinks better of it. He's going to go back to the bottom. Now he's going to fall in line behind them. Larson Parker and Cossack are going to battle. That's for the third position. Here's Rick Rube up to 5th in the 81. Bladen Edwards is back on the outside, Jeff. He's looking to take this lead on the outside. He's persistent and trying to make it happen.
Dylan Canova is making a pass on Elliott Carlson as well. That'll move Carlson back to the 8th and final transfer spot. JJ Chansey is there in line. He's going to try to get underneath the 09 and try to race his way into the field here. Chansey now into the 8th and final transfer position when they cross the line that time. Elliott Carlson will slot in a 9th behind him. Chansey made contact with Canova, got Canova up the racetrack. Now Canova's in the bad spot here on the outside of the racetrack. Here comes Elliott Carlson. He's trying to race his way back into a transfer position.
Elliott Carlson trying to make it happen now as he's to the inside of Canova. They'll be side by side down into turn number 1.
Some great racing all over the racetrack right now. It's Bladen Edwards is also putting the pressure on your race leader, Ricky Howell. He got underneath him last time. They made a little door contact, and Bladen Edwards fell back behind the number 20 machine, but still for the transfer position. Dylan Canova not giving up on the outside. Elliott Carlson not able to inch forward on the inside line. They're going to see 5 to go when they cross the line this time. So Elliott Carlson needs to get going here. Finally clears Canova. Canova going to try to go back underneath him. A little contact off turn 4. Here comes John Piette. He's going to take a peek here. He doesn't want to miss this main event either.
John Piette rallying in the number 5 car, trying to get around Canova, but he's got 2 cars he needs to pass. He needs to get by Canova and then get by Carlson to make the A main. He's got a lot of work to do.
Still Ricky Howell out front, Bladen Edwards right behind him, stalking that 20 machine. He is kind of keeping a guard on the inside there, preventing Josh Cossack from getting around on the inside line. The 48 of Larson Parker sideways into turn 1. He holds on to it. He's going to keep that 4th spot, but he did definitely scare the 81 of Rick Rube a bit there. Two laps to go in this B main. Ricky Howell out front leading this race. Bladen Edwards, and actually this is white flag lap, so coming across the line here, Ricky Howell going to take the checkered flag, wins the B main. Bladen Edwards second. Josh Cossack, Larson Parker, Rick Rube, Tanner Carter, JJ Chansey, Elliott Carlson moving on to the A main.
Elliott Carlson able to hold off Dylan Canova for that last transfer position, and that one ended just a little bit early. They did run right up to the time limit, Jeff, so not a bad call there. You just didn't see that the white flag had come out and we'd hit the time limit.
Yeah, that was insane racing there in that B main. Dylan Canova going to miss the show. John Piette, Brad Carpenter, Frank Griffith not going to make it into tonight's feature event. So we got 26 starters ready to go here. They're going to have just 2 minutes to check out the racetrack, get some last minute a handle on this place. And man, we saw in that B main, they struggled to get going early on. So getting out there on the track, seeing what cool tires are going to do is going to be some valuable information here.
Yeah, this is well, we see it every week, Jeff. The hard charger comes out of the B main. Somebody ends up not qualifying very well, and those guys get a nice little advantage, getting about 24 laps that time on tires and in competition. So you're out there, you're battling, and you know what the car is going to do now in a battle. So we'll see what happens with those guys that come out of that B main, but got a lot of fast guys up front, Jeff, and we don't have a huge invert tonight, only 5 cars.
Yeah, remember, if you're hanging out with us on Facebook, like and share the stream. Let us know you're watching. We love hanging out with you guys, talking to you throughout the race. Let us know. Maybe we should do an over-under on the cautions tonight. We've done that in the previous. I'm not even sure where to set that number. Maybe like 12?
Well, what did the shootout series set it at last night? Was it 12?
Shootout had 13 last night.
All right, so set it at 13. Will the late model Challenger series do better or worse than the shootout series the night before?
If you got a chance to jump on the comments, let us know. Over under the set at 13 tonight for the Challenger series. How many cautions will they have? And I see Steiner Motorsports in the chat. That's Frank Griffith's machine. Did not make it out of the B main, but we appreciate you having you here, and we'll see you guys next week at IRP. Corey Bigley here cheering for the Revelry and SPM drivers, and he's saying more than 13 cautions tonight.
And if you are on the YouTube broadcast, the YouTube stream, go ahead and you can comment there as well. I'm monitoring that. Jeff's over there on Facebook. So you can take a look at the, you can give us a let's see, let's go Josh Parrish, Jarrett Campbell here watching on YouTube. Jeff, we are lining up to go green flag racing here at Hickory. This one going to be extremely, extremely exciting.
If you want to start with the lineup, I got some race control to do here because we got 8 POLs to hand out.
Yes, you do. All right, we'll get the lineup rolling here. If you want to cue me back in when you're ready to go, Jeff, you can at any time. But on your pole, starting in the 83 car, it is the orange machine. Was my pick, I believe, at Gateway. It's Chris Roma, and to his outside in the number 24. He, I believe, started on the pole last season here at Hickory. It's Noah Allison. To his inside in his own Wadsworth Motorcars number 1, it is Caleb Hill, and to his outside, a good qualifying effort for the number 50. It's Craig Tully. You got it. All right, go ahead.
Starting 5th tonight, and lucky for this driver, the 2 guys in front of him have EOLs. Will go to the rear of the field to start tonight, so he will start from the pole after setting quick time. It's the 67-year points leader of Aaron Plemons. On the outside of him, this driver will be heading to the rear of the field to start tonight's race. It's the 8 of James Seawright.
Starting in the 7th position, it's Super Zach in the 42 machine. It is Zach Owen, and to his outside, a newcomer to the series. This will be his first night ever here in the Late Model Challenger Series in the 51. It's Matthew Brinson.
Starting 9th tonight will be the 83 of Chase and Johnson. On the outside of him will be the 05. That's Caleb Hall.
Starting in the 11th position in the number 03 machine. It is his second race with the series. It's David Hill. And to his outside in the familiar number 17, it's AJ Rogers.
Lee Norton will start 13th in the number 85 machine. On the outside of him, it's Stewie, the number 40 of Chase Stewart.
Starting in the 15th position in the number 84, it is Landon S. Huffman. And starting 16th, Josh Parrish in the 55.
Starting 17th tonight will be the 112 of Del Mears. On the outside of him in the number 54 machine, that's Jackson Crowder.
Starting in the 19th position, we just watched him win tonight's B main event. That was the number 20 of Ricky Howell, and to his outside, the winner at the Gateway Racetrack, former series champion, the 72 machine of Bladen Edwards.
The 21st place starter, Josh Kosick, will head to the rear of the field due to a penalty. Starting 22nd tonight will be the 48. That's Larson Parker.
Starting in the 23rd position in the 81 card is the ravishing one, the Islander in number 81. That is Rick Rube, and to his outside, it's Mr. Moneybags in the 15, Tanner Carter.
Well, JJ Chansey will start 25th tonight, and then our final starter in this field, the 26th starter, the 09, that's Elliot Carlson. So looking at the Facebook chat, I see all kinds of stuff going on. Looks like Steiner Motorsports has his money on Revelry. James cheering for Aaron Plemons. Jeff Pye with 50 stars cheering for Super Zach. And Natalie in the chat cheering for both the Hills. That's Caleb W. Hill and David Hill.
So, boy, Jeff, there are a lot of race cars starting out back. 83 of Chris Roma's back there. We saw that. Chase Johnson actually has the wrong paint scheme on his car, running a number 57 tonight, normally 83 with the series.
Well, Bill, we are still pacing here. We're getting set. I think we're going to see 2 to go the next time by. So we got to do something we do every week now. We got to pick a winner. And, of course, fast time and front row out of the question. So who are you taking?
Why me? You go first this week. This is brutal.
All right. So you did take my pick last week, so I'm gonna go.
Last night I did.
Last night you picked the winner, so I'm looking here at this order, the way this shook out, and I gotta go with the guy starting 3rd tonight. I'm going Super Zach. I think Super Zach's gonna come out to play. I'm taking that 42 Zach Onan.
I like that pick. That's a good pick. I'm gonna go with the guy right next to him. First night in the series. In that 51 car. I have no idea, but I was watching him in practice. Car looked really good, looked like he was comfortable, so we're going to take the number 51 car. I'm going to say Matthew Brinson in his first night ever with the Late Model Challenger Series gets the win tonight. How about that, Jeff? That one's different.
I like that pick. You never know what to expect. I mean, he might be an absolute monster in the super late model, and he just needs to show it here in the Challenger Series. But pace car is going to head off the racetrack. Your points leader and quick qualifier. No invert for him tonight. Aaron Plemons going to take us green from the pole.
A little beating and banging as we came to the green flag. Brinson got a bump from Caleb Hall. That's going to hurt him into turn number 1. Now Zach Onan going to get up into Noah Allison as they go down through turns 1 and 2. They'll keep it straight down the back straightaway. We'll go down into turn number 3.
Well, 3 wide further back behind this group is Caleb Hall and 03 of David Hill going to get together. Hill into the tires. He gets contact from Jackson Crowder, and we got a mess going into turn 1.
That was a big wreck.
Yeah, that got set off. They were 3 wide. I think Lee Norton was on the bottom. Hill got caught in the middle, and I think he came up the racetrack to give room, and he made contact with Caleb Hall and just got turned into the tires.
Oh, and Crowder. Oh my goodness, it actually spun Hill back around, but that car's going to have big damage. But yeah, we're watching that replay. That was rough.
Yeah, just 3 wide early. That is not what you want to see at Hickory. And David Hill, he got caught in the middle, trying to give room, but he squeezed the 05 of Caleb Hall into the wall, coming down the front straightaway, gets into the tires, gets hit hard by Jackson Crowder. That actually ended Jackson's night. He is called it quits already. He is out of here. So tough start for the 54 Jackson Crowder.
Did anybody tell these guys this is a 125 lap race?
We tried to in the driver's meeting. We told them, take it easy, let the tires heat up. Track's going to be a handful until you get those tires warmed up. But they were on it from lap 1.
We talked to Thomas Axum last night. We asked Thomas Axum, hey, what is the most important thing to do to win and be successful here at Hickory? And I think Thomas Axum told us that you just want to keep your nose clean. Lap 1, turn 3, I guess we're going to go 3 wide. So.
Yeah, it's a tough one. You gotta be there at the end to survive. Of course, these guys thinking you got to get to the front early. But again, if you tear yourself up, you're not going to have a car left to race with. So it's a balancing act. I mean, you got to pick up spots, and guys think, these restarts are the time to do it. But you got to be careful as we go back to green flag racing. Single file restart this time. We did not complete a lap. Aaron Plemons out front. Noah Allison running second.
Down into turn number 1. Plemons going to lead the field. Single file through turn 1. Brinson was looking low on Zach Onan. Couldn't make it happen. Now we'll stay single file all the way through turns 3 and 4. Look to see if any cars pop out, trying to make a move. We got one. We got Bladen Edwards. He's trying to make a move right now. He's looking underneath the 81 of Rick Rube. Edwards has some damage. A lot of cars with damage on the front of their cars. They couldn't stop for that incident just a minute ago.
Tanner Carter made a pass just moments ago. He's up to the 13th position. Elliott Carlson now around JJ Chansey, so move him up to 14th. Chansey back to the 15th spot. Now he's under pressure from Chase Johnson, and that tonight he's running a 57 machine, not his usual 83.
They're trying to figure out what happened there with Chase. But, that's the wrong wrap, Jeff.
They
put the wrong wrap on the car. Michael Waltrip said, I'm at the wrong track. Well, his paint scheme guy said, I gave you the wrong wrap. How's that work?
Well, we'll let it slide for tonight as Aaron Plemons out front starting to put a gap on Noah Allison. Noah now up the racetrack. Here comes Zach Onan into second. He's going to bring along Matthew Brinson. Lee Norton in the 85. He's moving underneath the 24 as well. And Lee Norton having a fantastic run. He has had some terrible luck this season in the 85. He has DNF'd a lot of races this year, just been caught up in so much, and it's good to see Lee finally having a good run.
Did that look like a mistake by Noah Allison? Possibly looked like that car just bounced sideways and we go yellow. Just thinking to myself, hey, we get a little bit of a run here, and that gets ended. Let's try to figure out what happened. I think Josh Kosick might have had an issue. Trying to figure out who was the start of that.
I believe it was with Tanner Carter, and yeah, Tanner got turned around on the front straightaway. That was the issue there, the 15 machine. Looks like he got some help from Elliott Carlson.
Oh, is that some net code there through the bumps?
It looks pretty net codey. Tanner's up the racetrack. Elliott's on the bottom. Tanner's giving him room. Elliott doesn't quite get up the racetrack. He's moving up off the yellow line slightly, but they don't actually make contact, and Tanner he kind of got net coated around there.
Just those bumps, man. God, that's that super. It's super close racing through there. And it's just that danger you have to worry about. Catching somebody's a left rear, but it really nothing Elliott did there. You can see there was about a foot between the cars. iRacing thought otherwise. So that'll send Tanner Carter back a few spots. He'll lose approximately, make it 8. So 8 spots back from the 15 car, unfortunately.
Heather in the Facebook chat, she's tagging somebody to come watch the race. Dylan Canova, he is saying see y'all at IRP next week. Brett Suggs hanging out. Brett Suggs Racing and Marketing. Tanner Carter, he just got turned around there. He says oof, and he sent us 15 stars for his troubles. Thank you, Tanner. We appreciate it. And hopefully his night turns around here as we go back to Green Flag Racing. Aaron Plemons back on the loud paddle. Here comes Super Zach Onan in second, but Matthew Brinson, he got a great restart. He's trying to take that second spot away.
Matthew Brinson coming up the inside of that 51 car. Zach Onan going to drop in behind him. First battle on the racetracks, Noah Allison and Lee Norton. Now they're going to battle for the 4th spot. Allison made a little bit of a mistake a few laps ago. Now he's trying to rally back as he looked like he might have bumped, and net coded the 85 will go yellow once again.
Lee Norton around, and we've said it. He's had the worst luck, and I think he might have just got a little bit of that net code possibly as Noah Allison got up the racetrack. And yeah, to me, it's looking like another just terrible net code issue.
We were watching it live. That was a good battle between those two drivers. I think Allison up the racetrack maybe a tick, but not enough to make any kind of issues for the 85 car. I think there was some racing room there. I think that's just I mean, Allison does almost like sort of miss the corner. It's kind of a weird line that he took there. I think we're going to go to the drone cam. What do you say, Jeff? That's always fun.
Yeah, let's bring out the County Road Custom drone.
Yeah, just a netcode issue. Get a good 6 inches or so. Makes Lee Norton's car go crazy. Usually that would just be like a doink and just keep going.
Yeah, it's that's frustrating when it happens because for Lee, it probably feels like he got hit, by somebody just flying through the grass because it turned around so fast. No chance to even save that car. But again, just that predictive code. It's the bumps that really cause it. That's what the issue is. We have that issue at Nashville a little bit too on iRacing. It's the bumps really messes with the net code. Brett Suggs in the chat, he says he's going to stop cheering for people because they both got turned around by net code. And trust me, we found that out last night. I had picked Aaron Johnson or called Aaron Johnson out late for having a great run. He got turned around. Bill says, oh, look at Corey Bigley having a great run. He got turned around on the final lap. Ended up finishing like in 20th spot. So we know how that goes.
Yeah, we don't talk about anybody anymore. No, I'm kidding. We still want to spot people. We want to spotlight people and say they're having a great run. Unfortunately, it seems that it also brings bad luck. So right now, yeah, Brett, we're with you. It's tough to root for people and watch them get turned around.
Well, looking at the running order right now as we get doubled up, Aaron Plemons, Matthew Brinson, Zach Oden now going to be on the inside of road number 2. Noah Allison, Caleb Hall, Landon S. Huffman, AJ Rogers, Del Mears, Bladen Edwards, Chase Stewart running in the top 10 now.
Looks like race control threw us a quick yellow here. Pace
yeah,
car's gonna dive through.
We had a lap car out of his position there, and he was caught 3 wide. So we had to throw the yellow there.
Kind of looking at it going, what's happening? But car, they do a good job out front. So pace car lights are back on. Pace car is back out. We'll go an extra lap to get these guys sorted.
Yeah, that could have been trouble. So we had to make sure we caught that one. We didn't want to send him green 3 wide in the middle of the pack. That would have been ugly. So we'll get David back to the rear of the field. He is 1 lap down, so if caution comes out here soon, he will get back on the only lap. Larson Parker and Jackson Crowder are both out of this race early on, so just 24 runners still left here at Hickory on lap 26 of this one. Pace car is going to head off the racetrack. We're going to go back green. Shout out to Colby Bryant, who's cheering for Super Zach, Dell, Rick, and Elliott.
Loud pedal. Aaron Clemens going to be out front. So now Brinson going to get maybe a shot from Super Zach. He got a little bit wiggly off of turn 2. He's fine. Now Brinson all over the back of Clemens. Here's Super Zach in third and really tight in the top 3.
Caleb Hall into the 4th spot. He's going to try to bring along AJ Rogers. Noah Allison still stuck on the outside. It seems like that 24 has been out on the outside all night as the caution waves. We got Caleb W. Hill around the middle 1 and 2.
Caleb Hill damage on the left front of that number 1 machine.
And Caleb, to me, it looks like he might have got help from behind after he got some help getting up into the wall. So the 1 car, Caleb Hill, he got kind of used up there going down the front straightaway.
So Seawright gives him a shot. And then Ricky Howe gives him a shot.
Yeah, and Seawright got into him. That slowed down the momentum of the 1, and then the 20. I think the 20 might have driven it in just a bit too deep there.
Yeah, I'm not feeling Seawright is that horrible. There's contact there, but I think no harm, no foul for both of those guys, although it did do damage to the left front of the 1 machine. Like it wasn't quite that bad, but yeah, Ricky just gets in there, gives him a shot in the rear end, and turns him around. Got one of those see car, don't hit car situations.
Yeah, he gets into the back of Caleb W. Hill, sends him around, so he will go to the rear of the field for that contact. And then we might add some little bit of an extracurricular there. I think Caleb Hill might have turned the 20 car around.
Well, that's not good. I did not see that on replay. We were busy watching the actual incident. But retaliation will get you a suspension here at In the Zone Racing, so I hope Caleb understands that. Especially when you turn somebody and don't let the officials up in the booth, us, handle it.
Yeah, we don't like to see you do it that way, because what generally ends up happening is you collect somebody that had nothing to do with it and you tear them up. And so we ask that you let us handle it. Of course, Ricky went to the rear of the field for it, so I mean, that's what we can do about it. Now pushing it to that probably means that Caleb's going to have to sit out a race, which is a shame. But Tanner Carter with another 15 stars. Thank you, Tanner. We do appreciate it, man. He's been hitting us with a lot of stars the last 2 weeks.
Very much appreciate it. Aaron Plemons going to take his green flag racing once again. Tanner beyond the loud pedal. Here we go. So Aaron Plemons going to look, watch pace car duck off, and now Brinson going to get a battle. He's going to see Zach Oden come to the inside in the 42 car. Oden's going to try to take that second spot. They'll be side by side down the back straightaway.
Yeah, this is what Aaron Plemons keeps wanting to see. Every time he gets a nice restart, the 2 guys behind him, they're side by side into 1. It slows their momentum down. Plemons just gets away. Now here comes AJ Rogers. Rogers, he was up there in that points battle. Now trouble for Landon S. Huffman. He is spinning in the middle of 1 and 2. We got a big wreck. I see Seawright, Lee Norton involved. A lot of cars torn up in this one.
Seawright's backwards. Oh, not Tanner Carter backs into this 8 of Seawright. Now the leaders are there. Seawright's still caught backwards on the back straightaway. We'll take a look and see what happened to these guys. So we got Seawright as he enters turn number 1. He's the one we saw end up backwards, and you're right, it did start with Landon Huffman, so we'll stop it and go to see what happened to Huffman here. He's down. Uh-oh. It's like he got a shot from behind you. I think what happened is he had to check up for Noah Allison as they went into turn number 1, and looks like Chase Stewart could not get on the binders as quickly. You cannot see through the car in front of you. It was very difficult. Chase made up a whole lot of ground, got to the back at 84, and even he got a shot from Del Mears. And then the entire field apparently is a huge fan of the ARCA series.
Yeah, that was a tough break. I think Tanner Carter got involved in that as well, and
Yeah,
I
Carter
think
was
Tanner
involved, yes.
just go.
A lot of stuff going on there. That was a big one.
Well, that caught up a lot of cars there, but again, I think you said it. It started with the 84. He checked up for Noah Allison, and then the guys behind him just no time to react to that checkup.
I want to see what happened to Noah Allison. I mean, that was a quick. It's the old dive to the bottom move. Not really anything Allison did wrong, but it's where everybody has to slow down a little bit extra because cars are starting to drop into line. If that makes sense. So when he dove to the bottom, he checked up Landon. Chase was not able to check up as quickly, so that got Chase into the back of Landon, turned him sideways, and then all of everything broke loose. But pace car is off. Aaron Plemons going to go green once again. Here comes Brinson to the inside of Odin. They're going to battle once again for that second position.
So now Brinson back into the second spot, and now Zach Odin under fire from the 05.
Caleb Hall making his way forward. We talked to him before the race. He acted like he was going to be running around and back all night long. Well, I guess back is third for Caleb. I'm not sure, but he's battling for that third spot. May have made some contact with Onan as they went through 1 and 2. Here comes AJ Rogers to the inside of Super Zach.
AJ Rogers now trying to move into the top 4 as Zach Odin back into the 5th spot. He got the wall, finally gets in the line though. Noah Allison is around Bladen Edwards. He's going to bring Chase Johnson with him. Chase Johnson now into that spot. Here comes Stewie in the 40.
Clearly, Zach Odin was upset with the right side of his car there as he beat it on the wall as they came off of turn 4. But now, Bladen Edwards going to get sideways by himself. He'll collect. Stewie collect. Rick Rube. Kostik's involved. Here's Roma's involved. He's sideways. Holy cow. I think that would, from what I saw, Jeff, looked like Bladen Edwards just got loose down the front straightaway, and it looks like David Hill, his motor is blown in the 03.
Yeah, I think that's one of those situations where you get tight. Bladen had so much wheel in it because the car was so tight coming off the corner. He got into the straightaway, it starts to loosen up, and he's got so much wheel into it. He just turns down into the 40 of Chase Stewart, collects Josh Kosik, Rick Rube. I saw Chris Roma involved. Just a lot of more torn up race cars right there. Some fast race cars too.
Let's figure out what happened to the 03 David Hill. David Hill had a good qualifying effort earlier, but he has some big damage on that 03 already, and he just gets in the corner and wow, I'm not sure exactly what happened to the 03 of David Hill. That car is just continuously smoking. Something happened to the engine, actually. That engine might have been going before that, Jeff.
Yeah, possibly, and we're trying to make sure everybody's back on the lead lap. That should be back on the lead lap here. That was a massive incident. A lot of cars involved and stuck in that one.
How many cautions is that, Jeff? Are we creeping on the over-under?
We were on 6 right now at lap 47, so we're getting close. We're right on track for that 13.
That's not something I'm rooting for. I want the under. I really like way under would be better. I'd like to see some racing here.
Well, shout out to Heather for 400 stars and cheering for Chase Stewart. Unfortunately, he just got caught up in that incident right there, but hopefully he gets it back to the front here.
Chase had a great run last week. Chase came home with a top 5 run in that 40 car, and he's looking forward again tonight. But right now, running in the 14th position, a little bit of damage, quite a bit of damage on the left front of that 40 machine. Del Mears had a great run last night in the late model shootout series. Finished 12th in the 112 car after starting dead last on the field. Was the hard charger from last night. Currently running 13th. So Del doing about the same as he did last night.
Well, that incident wiped out David Hill. It wiped out Bladen Edwards and Josh Kosik. So now we got 21 cars still in this race, all on the lead lap. Is Aaron Plemons and Matt Brinson going to take us back green flag racing again? Plemons with a great restart. Here comes Caleb Hall now at the inside. He's trying to get into second. Caleb, he started deep tonight, started in the 10th position. So he's working his way to the front and a lot of speed on that 05.
Caleb Hall moves in the second spot. Here comes Zach Onan. He's trying to rally again in the 42. He almost gets in the left rear of Brinson as Brinson started to pinch a little bit. Brinson went up the racetrack, no harm, no foul. Side by side down into turn number 3.
Well, Super Zach Oden back into third. Brinson got stuck on the outside. Now he's got AJ Rogers there in the 17. He's got inside position on that number 51 machine. But Brinson hanging out on the outside. We saw some guys do it last night. Once you're up there, if you can pinch that guy on the inside enough, you can kind of maintain position until you get that yellow like we just did. Caution is out for James Seawright, who's around in the middle of 3 and 4.
Seawright going down. Oh, Josh Parrish got in the back of the 8 car. Let's try to figure out whether or not that was... Yeah, it might have been a little bit of net, or was that wonderful collision box here on the super late model?
Yeah, to me, just a quick glimpse at it, Josh was on the inside line. The 8 of Seawright tried to get in front of him, and maybe just not quite clear. You might have heard clear, and then by the time he got down there, it closed that gap up quick.
Let's take a look from Josh Parrish's onboard. Those are always fun, especially in a situation like that, because that might clear it up for us. Here he is down on the back straightaway. And yeah, I would say there's no time for the 55 machine to react. Here we are, hanging out. And too late. Yep, couldn't react to that one.
Yeah, nothing Josh could have done on that one. The 55 Josh Parrish running the inside line. The 8 Seawright tried to get down, just it wasn't quite there. Seawright got turned around. He's going to rejoin at the rear of the field.
Right now, Aaron Plemons, your leader. Caleb Hall going to be running second. Zach Oden there in third. Matthew Brinson fourth. AJ Rogers fifth in the 17. Chase Johnson in the 57, 83, whatever it is. 83 in your program, 57 on the car. He's running sixth. Noah Allison, there he is in the 24. Started up front, slipped back to seventh so far. JJ Chansey making his way forward in the 2. He's going to be running eighth. Elliot Carlson making his way forward as well in the 09, running ninth. Caleb Hill in the 1. A lot of accidents out here. Everybody's been able to rally, got a chance to move themselves forward. You see everybody going to line up. We're going to do a green flag racing this time by.
Well, that was the 7th caution of the night here as we work lap 57. Going to come to the green on lap 58. Aaron Plemons, now Caleb Hall for the first time on is outside, and Plemons is off and away. Hall got a fantastic restart. He's going to slot right down in front of Zach Oden. Oden back into third. AJ Rogers and Brinson, they're going to battle for fourth. Brinson got a fantastic run down the back straightaway. Can he clear the 17? Not quite yet.
Couldn't clear the 17. They're going to be side-by-side off turn number 4. Brinson doing a good job on the high side, but he did start in that 4th position where you don't really want to be. He's going to be the outside of the 17 car. AJ Rogers making up ground.
AJ moving forward on the inside line. Noah Allison coming in the 24. Noah started on that front row, kind of fell to the back early on. Now he's starting to work his way forward as Brinson up the racetrack still cannot find a gap in line.
Well, we've talked about the sucker hole. Rick Rube right now is in the super sucker hole out there in the 81 car. He is 3 wide, and everybody's 2 wide underneath him. And now James Seawright's going to go around for, the 13th time tonight, and Rube's going to go around as well. Those cars both sitting on the racetrack. And Seawright, I think, has ejected. We go yellow. But Seawright got caught up. Boy, that was nuts. We were actually watching that, Jeff, live. I don't know if you were able to see that, but Rick Rube was caught on the outside, and everybody was 2 wide, so he was rolling around on the very top side. And it ended up running out of room off of turn 4 as it turns into a tunnel there, and they just couldn't all make it through.
Yeah, and I don't know if James didn't realize they were 3 wide, but he came up the racetrack into the door, the 84. Landon had to give room to the 81, couldn't come up the racetrack all the way. James moves up the racetrack, they make contact, and around both those guys go.
And we'll take a look. Let's look at James Seawright's cockpit. You talked about it, Jeff. Let's see what he could see as they go down into turn number 3, actually down the back straightaway. Kind of see Rick Rube out there. He can see him in 3 and 4, and yeah, he probably knew he was out there, Jeff. He just, at the last second when he hit those bumps, he turned right. That put him in the 84's door.
Yeah, not what you want to do when you're 3 wide. You got to give a little bit more room there on the bottom of the racetrack. Again, 3 wide, probably just not the thing to do at this racetrack as it is.
Yeah, that was not good for the 81. Rick Rube, he ended up getting turned around in that whole mess. He drops back to the 20th position. Rube was having a good run earlier. Well, earlier in this event. But hey, Jeff, we're just barely past halfway, so he has a lot of time to make his way back forward.
Yeah, and we're going to go single file restart here because, things have been a little rough. Sometimes single file will help sort out the field a bit. So we're gonna switch to a single file restart for the time being. Maybe give them doubles as we get closer to the end.
I'd say until they can get 10 consecutive green flag laps. They don't go back double file.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, we got to get some racing in here. I do have to hit the pillow at some point tonight. I don't want to. We do put a limit on green white checkers, and I think the Late Model Challenger Series this season is the reason we do it, because we might never go to. We're still here. It's 7 o'clock in the morning, and we're on green white checker attempt number 322. Can't get a lap in. I hate to make fun of that, but unfortunately these guys just can't get it, man. This is a race series, and they like to just bump.
Well, here we go. Pace car off the racetrack. Clemens taking a green flag racing. Caleb Hall, Zach Oden in that third spot. And it's going to be single file for a bit here. So we're going to wait to see who jumps out first and looks to make a pass early on. Or these guys are going to be content to just do some riding here.
Well, this is the kind of track you could see somebody slip. We saw Noah Allison do it earlier where his car just got a little bit loose, a little bit snappy on him. He ended up the racetrack and fell back. Now Noah Allison's made his way all the way up to 5th. So you're waiting for somebody to slip, and that's when you probably see your first battle. There's one. Del Mears, the first one up the racetrack. He gets passed by Lee Norton. Jeff, you talked about Lee Norton earlier. We saw him get turned around. He's making his way back forward. He's up to 11th.
Behind Del Mears, Craig Tolley starting to make his way forward. Remember, he had a penalty to start the night, so he was scheduled to start in the second row. Had to start at the rear of the field tonight, running in the 13th spot. A little damage on that 50 machine. Behind him, Chase Stewart in the 40. He's running 14th on the racetrack.
Those two guys look like they've been playing battle cars all night long, as they both have damage on their fenders. Chase got a little bit more than Tully, but Tully's got a large amount of damage on that left front. Unfortunately, unfortunately, that actually doesn't hurt them that bad.
Battle for 4th is Noah Allison underneath Zach Oden. He's trying to take that spot away. Zach on the outside, Noah Allison on the inside of that 24 machine. Noah joining us this week. He has been missing some races due to some real-life racing. He had some issues with his car last week. He said he had to buy a couple new rims for his, I believe it's like a Crown Victoria, right?
Yeah, he runs a Crown Vic. I'm not exact. Oh, and we go yellow. That wasn't 10 straight laps, Jeff. We are not doing it.
Lee Norton around in the middle of 3 and 4. And I think Lee might have got some help from Del Mears that turned him around in the center of the corner.
I was hoping we'd get 10 laps. But we didn't do it. Well, this one's not going to look good. We're down into turn number 1 here. And we got one of those situations, Jeff.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a C-car, don't hit car situation. Now, to Dell's, from Dell's perspective, though, 85 did get a little loose. I don't think it was enough to woe him up enough to catch the 112 off guard. Dell still got in there pretty deep on the bumper of the 85, but Lee was definitely loose before Dell got there.
He definitely was. Let's take a look. Let's look at Dell's cockpit here. If you come off turn number 4. I just think you got to slow down.
Yeah, I mean, I can see, I don't think it was intentional by any means.
No.
I can see how it happens, but definitely still the fault of the guy behind not to turn that driver around.
I hate even calling that. That's just, but I'm looking at it from the in-car, and I'm like, oh, just stab the brake, and you don't hit him. But I mean, I don't drive this car. I know. I don't drive this car. I know that they'll all tell me if you stab the brake, it flies up the racetrack, and you would have killed him anyway. They'll all say that to me. But they put brakes on the car for a reason. It has to help you slow down a little bit at some point. You have Brett Stuggs in here. See if he can tell us.
Well, shout out to Eric in the chat cheering for Super Zach, who's now back into the 5th position. Matt Brinson, who'd been running 2nd for some of this night, back into the 6th. Brinson's been caught on the outside for a lot of these restarts.
Yeah, falling all the way back to that 6th spot. So He had been right up front battling for the lead, battling for the top 3. Now he's falling back, but he is single file racing now. Now he's got to try to make his way back forward.
So green flag back out as Aaron Plemons still under pressure from Caleb Hall. AJ Rogers into that 3rd spot. Noah Allison 4th. Zach Onen 5th. Brinson 6th. Elliott Carlson having a fantastic run in the 7th position. Chase Johnson in his return to the series running 8th. AJ Rogers got into the 05. The 05 is going to spin. Caleb Hall, man, this guy has had some terrible luck this season too.
Something happened there. I was watching it, and something happened to Caleb Hall. We'll jump very quickly back to see what happened to the 05. But it looked like he missed something, or maybe caught the wall down the straightaway.
He hit the wall in the front straightaway, got up the racetrack on entry, and then he tried to come back down and close the door, and AJ was there. And Caleb just, oh man, that's such a tough break because he's had a rough season, and he's been so fast every week, and unfortunately, just one little error right there caught him out.
And we talked to Caleb Hall every night before the race, and he was not feeling good about Hickory. And I think just in that situation, you gotta kind of cut your losses at that point. You've already caught the wall. The guy's underneath you. I don't know what his spotter said, but AJ was there.
Yeah, that's a tough one, and I can understand where Caleb he was trying to get back to the bottom and protect as quickly as possible, but AJ was there again. If he would have ran the outside, it's not impossible to run the top. He could have fallen back in line right in that 3rd spot, but just kind of forced the issue a bit there, and that's a live and learn situation there. As Tanner Carter hits us with 15 more stars. Thank you, Tanner. He is where's he running? We're 15th position right now. He's got some battle scars on that machine, but he's still hanging tough. And
is there a clean car on the racetrack? Is there? I don't think. I think Noah
just
Allison.
67. I think that guy out front, that 67 car, Aaron Plemons, it is spotless.
Brinson's is spotless, Jeff. Maybe AJ Rogers. I think some of the guys up front don't look too bad.
Yeah, it's once you get about middle of the field, it gets pretty rough back there. There's some damage.
Elliott Carlson's car doesn't look awful. The 09, and maybe it's a tiny bit on the front valence there.
Well, I can tell you guys, we have lost James Seawright from this race and Lee Norton. So now 19 cars left on the racetrack, all 19 on the lead lap. Is Aaron Plemons still your leader? AJ Rogers now 2nd. Noah Allison, Zach Onen, Matt Brinson, Elliott Carlson, Chase Johnson, JJ Chansey, Caleb W. Hill, and Craig Tolley, your top 10.
Shout out to JJ Chansey, also with a clean car there in 8th. And he's been running in the field. I don't know how he's doing that.
Yeah, that's tough to do. He's been in the middle of all the chaos. As we go back, green flag racing with Aaron Plemons out front, AJ Rogers in the 2nd spot, Noah Allison 3rd. Elliott Carlson got up the racetrack into 1. That opens up the door for Chase Johnson. This is a battle for 6 on the racetrack.
Chase Johnson in the bottom into turn 3. Elliott Carlson tries to close that door, pinching in that 09. They almost made contact off of 4. Here comes Chase Johnson into 1.
Chase there on the inside. They're door to door, but you can see the momentum from the outside down the back straightaway. Elliott Carlson inches ahead, trying to clear the 57 machine. Can't quite do it. They're going to make a little bit more contact down the front straightaway.
Now Elliott realized how tight it was, and he goes higher up into turn number 1. Gives Chase Johnson a little more room. That gives Johnson a little bit of chance to rally. They'll be side by side through 3 and 4. You can see Elliott has now moved up the track about a half lane, and that has stopped his progress. Now the 57 is starting to make moves.
Yeah, this is a situation right now for Elliott where he's just hoping that caution's going to be coming any minute. He can't get in line in front of JJ Chansey now, so now he's at risk of losing another spot. Chansey kind of goes up and shoves the 09 up the racetrack, and Carlson not going to be happy about that one.
Oh, and Chase Stewart just got into Craig Tully entering turn 1.
We are still green. No caution for that one as Tully's going to continue on.
He saved it. Somebody got him in the left front and spun him back straight.
So this field's starting to spread out as Aaron Plemons starting to gap AJ Rogers for the race lead. It's about 0.4 of a second last time by. He's opened that up to about 4.5 tenths now over AJ Rogers. So the 67 of Plemons, he is looking strong out front. No pressure now from behind. Noah Allison running 3rd, Zach Onen 4th, and Matt Brinson running 5th.
That group of 5, he's kind of gotten away. Chase Johnson a little bit farther back in the 6th spot.
So Aaron really starting to open up that gap. It's now half a second over AJ Rogers in the 17 machine. He is starting to gap Noah Allison, who's running third, and Zach Oden now starting to he's starting to get some pressure from Matt Brinson in that 51 machine. So Brinson starting to come to life here late in this one, about 95 laps into it.
Brinson not able to get to the back bumper of Zach Oden to make that move. He is right there. If Zach Oden slips at all, that'll give Brinson an opportunity to make that pass. But he's being clean and green right now, Jeff. Not really forcing the issue first night in the series.
Got a little loose going into one. He had to correct and save that car. You can see the gap that it created that time sideways there on entry, and that's not going to make that right rear tire very happy.
That'll probably slow down the 51 for just a moment. Chase Johnson.
Yep.
Oh, and Noah Allison.
What just happened to the 24? His steering is like locked completely to the left. I don't know what just happened. I'm guessing he has an issue, steering wheel issue. I don't know.
That was one of the oddest things. That looked like an authentic mechanical failure.
And he just came over the radio. He said his steering wheel disconnected.
How does that even happen? And you can see the car just turns dead left. I mean, it's got like full lock left, and the car's not going to turn like that anymore. So he just stops it.
Well, luckily he was able to get it up the racetrack and get it to a stop. Obviously brought out a caution there. He's going to be charged for that one, but I mean, it could have been a lot worse. He could have ended up crashing into somebody or the wall or something.
You can see he parks right in front of the camera. Thank you, Noah. Look at that. All the Jades, Geo wraps. Very nice.
And it's a heartbreak for him because he was having a fantastic run. I believe he was sitting in fourth, or actually third behind AJ Rogers. And man, that is a tough way to go out of the field there.
We're gonna watch the car break his arms here as his car is just gonna snap. And there it is. And that is heartbreak.
So now let's get mix up your running order. Aaron Plemons, AJ Rogers, Zach Oden moves into third, Matthew Brinson fourth, Chase Johnson now into the top five. JJ Chansey sitting sixth, Caleb W. Hill rather. He is sitting seventh, Elliott Carlson eighth, Chase Stewart up to ninth. Josh Parrish, he's having a good run back into the top 10. Landon S. Huffman 11th, Tanner Carter 12th, Chris Roma 13th, Caleb Hall 14th, Craig Tolley running 15th, Rick Rube, Del Mears, Noah Allison, and Ricky Hall, your 19 runners still left in this one. Well, here we go. Pace car going to head off the racetrack. We see the return of double file restarts now.
Oh, you were being nice, huh, Jeff? So we go back double files. Zach Oden going to take an advantage of that. He's going to look to the inside of AJ Rogers through 1 and 2. Not able to make the move down the back straightaway. They're going to be single file down into turn number 3. The battle's going to be for that fourth position as now Chase Johnson going to put the pressure to Matthew Brinson.
Yeah, Chase Johnson having a heck of a run tonight and return to the series. The 51 of Brinson stuck on the outside, so Johnson going to take over fourth. Here comes Chansey. Chansey's come from deep in the field tonight. He gets tagged from behind. He saves it. That's going to let Brinson get away, but a heck of a save for Chansey.
Yeah, Chansey got hit by Elliott Carlson through turns 3 and 4. Was able to make the save, and now Chansey has issues with his connection. He gets it back. Here comes Elliott Carlson in the 09. Behind them, the battle between Chase Stewart and Caleb Hill. They're battling for 8th.
Yeah, Stewie in the 40 machine trying to get around Caleb Hill on the inside. Hill really battling hard on the top side, not giving the 40 much there, not much room on the bottom, and that's keeping the 40 pinned to the inside, keeping his momentum down, and he's struggling to get around this one machine. Caleb Hall, he's stuck behind that battle in the 05. He's trying to figure out which lane's going to go, and now it looked like Stewart got up the racetrack, moved the one over just a bit, and I think that's going to be enough to finally clear that machine.
Wow, and Caleb Hall gave the 40 a shot. Now he's going to make contact, and they're going to go into the tire barrier. I think Caleb Hall gave the 40 of Stewart a shot in 3 and 4. That moved the 40 up the racetrack, and then he never cut it back down. He just ended up apexing the corner out into the 1 car.
Yeah, the 40 kind of washed up the racetrack, and it maybe just thought he was going to be clear of the 1, but off turn 4, it just wasn't quite clear. He makes contact with the 1 a hill, and then really just slams the tire barriers going into 1, and that is a lot of damage there to the 40.
I think Chase probably heard car inside as Caleb Hall started, after he made the contact, he started to make that move, and he just stuffed the 1, just didn't give Hill any room. Hill was still out there, and then by the time they made contact, you can see the hands of Chase trying to come back left, and it was just too late. By the way, is Chase Stewart wearing a tuxedo in that car? He is.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Or a suit or something.
Yeah, that's neat.
Caught that one as he slid by our camera there.
Well, time is starting to tick away in this 125 lapper. We are under caution here on lap 12. This is the 12th caution of the night, so we are on pace for that 13.
That'll be a tie. That's a push.
Yeah,
a push. Nobody wins any bets.
Well, of course, green-white checkers could mix things up, so don't count your bets yet.
And I hope we went back to single file restarts. Look what you did to us.
We are still double file here.
Oh no. The 13 is doomed.
Aaron Plemons, AJ Rogers, Zach Onen, Chase Johnson, Matt Brinson, JJ Chansey, your top 6 runners. Elliott Carlson, Caleb Hall, Josh Parrish, Chris Roma, your top 10. Tanner Carter sitting 11th. Craig Tolley, Del Mears, Noah Allison, Landon S. Huffman, the top 15 drivers as they stand. Rick Rube, Ricky Hell, Caleb W. Hill, and Chase Stewart, the 19 runners still in this one. And we're getting set to go back to green flag racing with I think 11 to go when they cross the line.
Pace car going to duck off the racetrack. Aaron Clemens going to bring his green flag racing once again. He will clear AJ Rogers. The battle's going to be for that second spot. Can Zach Onen make it up? He can't, so AJ Rogers will drop down into second. Now the battle's going to be for the 4th position. So Matthew Brinson is now to the inside of Chase Johnson.
Brinson now in the spot that Chase was in just moments ago. He got the inside line. Now Chase Johnson stuck to the outside. Here comes Elliott Carlson. Can he fill the gap? No. Johnson going to get in line. Some contact there. That stacks up the whole field. And we got trouble further back in the field as somebody went around. I think the 50 of Craig Tolley spun.
And Tully ended up in the wall in turns 1 and 2. That's caution number 13, Jeff. Tully now crab walking in the 40, so that car does not look like it is going to be a very fun thing to drive. And that
kind of a weird incident there. He got up into the wall, and then I think he tried to check up because his teammate, the 83 of Chris Roma, lifted going into 1 a little early. I think Roma might have got the wall as well. And when he checked up, he got loose and came down the racetrack and just stacked up some cars running on the outside line there.
Oh yeah, the 50 kind of turns down and they're way slower. I mean, where's Noah Allison going? That's tough because I feel like there's cars in front of you. Well, let's take a look at it from Noah Allison before we bury him in what just happened there situation.
Yeah, to me, it looks like when Tolley slams on the brakes, he starts to get sideways and come down the racetrack. I honestly, I don't think Noah really had much to do with that one, just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Especially when you're on the outside, you're expecting to send it off into the corner. That's how you got to run the track when you're on the top side. Yeah, I just think it's just kind of a racing incident. There's somebody in the wall, somebody slows down, and then they just kind of get ran over.
You know, if I was in this series, Jeff, I'd probably paint my car like a tank. Or a choo-choo train with a... Never mind. Just something that takes a lot of damage. That's what I'm trying to say. So that is caution number 13. And Jeff, we only have 5 laps remaining in this event. Lights are out on the pace car, so we're going to get green flag racing with 4 laps remaining. Jeff leaves us 2 by 2 by 2. So let's see if we can finish those 4 laps without getting another yellow, or we will go above it'll be the over for cautions. Right now we're on a push.
Yeah, your points leader out front. The guy who's second in points not even here tonight, so this is a chance for Plemons to extend that lead. He is off and away here with 4 to go when they cross the line. AJ Rogers, he's got pressure now from Zach Onen. He does clear the 42, but he's lost some ground to Plemons.
Battles for third position as you've got Matthew Brinson up on the outside. He's looking around to get around the outside of Zach Onen. Onen doing a good job on the bottom. Chase Johnson looking on. Back here we've got some cars battling. We've got a whole slew of cars battling as we've got JJ Chansey on the outside. Josh Parrish in the 55 is up the inside. Del Mears is there as well. This is battling right outside or right at the back end of the top 10.
Brinson stuck on the outside again. This time it's Chase Johnson on the inside. Brinson now, he's got Elliott Carlson in the 09 trying to move forward. This is a battle for 5th on the racetrack. Elliott got up the racetrack. He's keeping it off the 51, but it is getting tight as we are white flag right now. 1 lap to go for Aaron Plemons.
Plemons around turns 3 and 4. We will finish this right now as Aaron Plemons gonna win the Wadsworth Motorcars 125 here in the County Road Custom Late Model Challenger Series. As we've got some cars. Ricky Howell on the backstretch. He's crashed. Noah Allison crashed as well, but Plemons, your points leader, doubles down, quick time, and wins the race tonight. He's going to extend that points lead. We got Landon Huffman going backwards on the race, running into stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack there on that final lap. Some stuff was going on. Not sure what that was all about, but Aaron Plemons, AJ Rogers, Zach Onen, your top 3. Chase Johnson, Elliott Carlson, 5th. Caleb Hall recovers to finish 6th. Brinson 7th. Parrish 8th. Del Mears 9th. Chase Stewart comes home 10th. Caleb W. Hill, Craig Tolley, Rick Rube, Chris Roma, and JJ Chansey, your top 15. Noah Allison will come home 16th. Some drivers did not even make it back around to finish that race. That was Tanner Carter, Ricky Howell, and Landon S. Huffman. They finished 17th through 19th. Lee Norton going to come home with a 20th place finish. But man, that was a wild one. We ended up with that 13 cautions. It was a push, Bill, and that was a good selection on the over/under.
I guess I should work for Vegas. I didn't pick the winner tonight. Obviously, Aaron Plemons dominates, right? But does that count? I mean, I actually did pick the number of cautions. That was pretty good. Picked the winner last night. Picked the okay. Anyway, but maybe I will go try to get a job in Vegas.
Well, we're gonna get a chance to. We're hoping to get a chance to talk to Aaron Plemons. In the meantime, while we wait for Aaron to get here, we're gonna talk to our second place finisher, AJ Rogers, tonight. And AJ, you're in that points battle. You're going for the championship. We kind of knew Hickory could be a wild card. It could get rough. What was your plan going into tonight?
To survive. Last night, I was terrible, and I used that as a night to just kind of get a feel for what the car is going to do, and didn't get to run like I wanted to. So it feels good. It's nice to finish second. I wish I could have got a win, but it's been a while since I've been on the podium.
AJ, Aaron Plemons obviously, was quick time and then shot out there. Was there any point that you feel like you had a shot at getting to him, or do you feel like he had the field covered? What were you looking for? I know we had a ton of cautions once again, but maybe a green flag run would have helped you. Were you looking for any kind of break or anything that get you to the 67?
Oh, definitely. I think if we could have had a little green flag run longer than what we were, especially after a couple of those cautions. The car got real tight afterwards, and then there was a couple of times that it was really good where I felt like I could have ran Aaron down, but it would have been kind of the right. Everything had to go the right way for me to win that one. He was fast. He's always fast, so definitely ain't gonna move him out of the way for a win, but definitely go put pressure on him and see if I can definitely do something for this championship.
Well, AJ, it's 2 nights in a row where we ended up with 13 cautions in each race, and I got to wonder, how does that affect you as you go on? Does it just make the car not ever heat up and get the tires worn in? Does the car just run loose the whole night when you just have so many cautions?
It's kind of weird. A couple cautions, a car will be after the caution, a car will be really good, and then we'll get a couple where we get short. Take the green flag, and then we immediately get a caution. The car goes really tight. So it's I don't know. It would have had to seen. Definitely bouncy place. So you had to be really up on your wheel and really up on your game to get things right, not burn the car up.
So AJ, this is your best finish of the season, a second place run. Going into Lucas Oil next week. I know. I practiced with you for a different series, and you're a fan of Lucas Oil. So you think you could take some momentum into Lucas Oil, maybe either duplicate this or get that one extra spot?
Oh man, I sure hope so. I love Lucas Oil. I don't know why it's a track that I'm usually good at. I just like that high side run and being able to move around a little bit. It seems to help me. And a little bit more of a longer track. I struggle with these short bull rings, but the longer tracks I seem to do a little better at.
Well, AJ, we want to give everybody a chance when we get to talk to them, and it's been a while since we got to talk to you, so we want to give you a
Too
chance.
long.
Yeah, too long. We want to give you a chance to thank everybody you need to thank. Take your time. Make sure you hit them all.
If I had to do that, man, we'd be here for the next 30 minutes with all my teammates that we got. So we're just going to blanket it all, and especially a huge shout out to all those guys. They're the reason I get on. As everybody knows right now, iRacing kind of stinks with some of the racing that goes on. But, when you got 15, 16 of your friends together and you're having fun practicing and racing together, there's nothing better. So huge shout out to those guys. They all know who they are. Wish I could go through the list, but like I said, it'd take me 30 minutes.
And you'd have to find it somewhere because I'm sure you don't have them all memorized.
No, there's no. I'd have to go pull up our team chat and Discord and just start naming names off of it. I'd probably be better off just naming names from the race and getting most of them right than trying to name everybody off the top of the head.
Well, AJ, thank you for taking the time to talk with us. Hopefully, it doesn't take as long to get you back here in the booth again. Good luck next week at IRP. We can't wait to see you there.
Thank you. I need this motivation to keep going. So this is definitely going to push me a little bit harder for next week.
Well, now we're going to talk to our third place finisher. It's been a while since we talked to this guy, too. Zach Onan going to join us in the booth. And Zach, we picked you in your race preview today as somebody who could have a really good run. And sure enough, Super Zach came out to play a fantastic third place finish. Talk to us about how that one felt going through that race there with all those cautions.
Yeah, what's up, guys? I guess you summoned Super Zach in the preview. I don't know. I like this track a lot. I like the roughness, and I guess the practice last night didn't hurt. Felt it on the long run. Kind of felt what it was like on restarts throughout the race, and that's probably where I made up most of my time. I didn't have to make up much. I think the furthest back I was fifth at any point, but being on the inside was huge on restarts. Got pretty lucky there, and the couple times I was on the outside, I was able to get it down pretty quick and not lose too many positions.
Zach, you sound really, really kind of bored. But you you were on fire tonight, man. You were one of the ones that was just you were gonna make it. You were gonna be a top 5 driver. Maybe we did summon Super Zach. Did it feel different tonight? I mean, I know you said you like Hickory, but tonight, you got battled. There was some bumping. You hit the wall at one point, and you just kept digging for that top 5. So, did it feel different tonight? Were you more excited about it? Being that you were at Hickory, or what was the difference tonight?
I think starting up front like that is a big help. I think I qualified 7th, and then with some penalties, I think I started 3rd. So, following the leader out on the initial start is a big help. It kind of sets the pace for you for the rest of the race. And even when you fall back a little bit, you're able to know what the leader's doing up there. So I could battle back and give it a shot.
Well, Zach, we want to make sure you get a chance to thank everybody you need to thank. A lot of names on the side of that car, so go ahead, take your time. I know we haven't got to talk to you in a while, so make sure you get them all.
For sure, got to thank Barrel 41 Brewing that was on the car tonight out of Neenah, Wisconsin, and Ferris Popcorn out of Fond du Lac. Got to thank Revelry Racing for sure. Without those guys, I would probably still be middle of the pack. But
one of the few guys that can say it correctly too. Way to go, Zach.
Yeah, thanks. Without Parker and Pope, I don't think I'd be as confident in my driving as I am now. And of course, thanks to you guys for putting this on and giving us a spot to race every week.
Well, Zach, before we let you go, IRP coming up, does this give you a lot of confidence about, maybe being one of those top 8 drivers and racing for the championship here later in the season?
Oh, I don't really think about that just because it hasn't happened yet. So I'll just see what happens. But IRP, I go back and forth there a couple weeks ago with that other league we were racing there, and I did pretty well. Granted, the setups are pretty different, but same track. So I guess I'm looking forward to it. I'm not looking forward to it. It's a good enough track for me.
Well, Zach,
Take
ahead.
this momentum into the rest of the season, Zach. Great run tonight in third place. Best run of the season, and we look forward to seeing you again next week.
All right, thanks, boys. Hopefully I'll be back here soon.
Well, we're not going to get a chance to talk to our race winner, Aaron Plemons, tonight, but
Stiffed us.
Yeah, we are going to talk to our fourth place finisher, rather, Chase Johnson, who's going to join us. And Chase, you've been kind of running part time, and you had a penalty to start tonight. You started deep in the field, so how's that feel to come in missing a few weeks and have such a strong run?
It feels pretty good. That penalty really hurt. I think I had something for second and third. Aaron was pretty good. I don't know if I could get him, but it's the way it goes. I did it to myself, and I can't really be mad at anybody else for it.
So Chase, we've talked to you before, right? I mean, you're more of a louder guy. I mean, you don't sound excited, man. Fourth place run with the wrong number on the car. I mean, what's with the 57?
I haven't been on one in like 2 or 3 weeks, and I thought I had the ITZR paint on, and the first super late mile session I was in the ITZR thing.
So do you think maybe with this run, a 57 fourth place run, maybe a number change, maybe it is in order? It changed your fortune here?
I don't know. I finished fourth in the 83 at Stafford, so I got 2 fourths in a row.
Well, he would definitely need to change those contingency
for
decals.
sure.
That's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, that was a mistake. That's my bad. I feel bad about it. I feel that was an honest mistake.
Well, Chase, we still appreciate having you here, and thank you for taking the time to talk
Absolutely.
with us. So we want to give you a moment to thank anybody you need to thank here.
I'd like to thank Burnt Rubber Media, Moonlight, Speed, H52 Photography, and all the guys at ITZR that put this on. I know it takes up a whole lot of time. I appreciate it.
Well, good run tonight, Chase, and like you said, it's only your third race of the season, so hopefully we'll see you more often. Clearly a fast driver here in the Late Model Challenger Series.
Thank you.
Well, Bill, that is going to wrap up a week on the short track at Hickory. It was a wild one for sure, and Hickory, it's a rough, tough racetrack. We saw it tonight. The guys struggled with the bumps. That was the big key. This track is so bumpy, and it's so difficult just to drive this thing around this track, let alone put 26 drivers out there around you.
Yeah, we're probably putting Hickory back on the shelf for a little while. We've talked to the setup makers, and they just said, it's just tough. You said it. It's very bumpy. It's a rough racetrack. It's hard to get around here, and all these guys struggled at different points during the race, except for Aaron Plemons. I think he was the only one, and probably AJ Rogers. I mean, Zach was into the wall at one point. Chase has damage on his car. Everybody was just kind of getting around here, and it is a tough place. So Hickory's fun. But it's fun in a different way than it is for racing and things like that. So we'll see what happens next week at IRP. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, IRP could be a really fun racetrack. That kind of variable banking throughout the racetrack. The high side is going to be the way to get around there, I think. But I mean, you're going to have to go low to make passes, and kind of opens up the door for sliders that we don't normally see in asphalt late model racing. But it's going to be something you're going to have to defend against come IRP.
Absolutely, it's going to be fun to see what Shockeye 12 Racing is. I said that last night, but it's going to be fun to see what he does with the setup, and if he can get any kind of grip out of the bottom, and it's difficult, and still make the top fun. Maybe we get some two-wide racing, and like you said, some slide jobs and some action there at IRP. It's an odd racetrack because the top side is the faster way around, and guys that dive to the bottom are going to lose momentum, and they might fall backwards if they don't make the pass. So it's going to be an interesting week. I think it's going to be a fun race to watch.
Well, before we go, we got to thank everybody we need to thank. That's Wadsworth Motorcars Inc. for providing this race this week, and thank you to them. Make sure you check them out on their website, Wadsworth Motorcars. If you're around even anywhere near the Ohio area, check them out. Tons of options for used vehicles and stuff. So if you're looking for a used car, truck, whatever you might need, check them out. Make sure you support the people that support your hobby and sim racing, and we appreciate them. Wisconsin Weens and Walleyes, of course, for the Quick Time Award tonight, and of course County Road Custom. Make sure you check out their website if you're looking for gifts. I know the holiday season's just around the corner, so time to start thinking about that as well. Christmas gifts, and they got all kinds of cool stuff over there. They can custom make it for you and ship it right to your house. So check out County Road Custom. And of course, we'll see you guys next week. Thank you to everybody who hung out in the Facebook chat, was hanging out with us all night. Our Monday night drivers cheering on the Tuesday night guys. That is really cool. We appreciate you guys hanging around. So next week, the Islander and 125s, Monday and Tuesday night from the Lucas Oil Raceway. It'll be round number 7 of the Elite Performance Industries Late Model Shootout Series and the County Road Custom Late Model Challenger. We will see you Monday and Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern here